The Anaheim Ducks are one of the more fascinating teams to speculate about for this upcoming season. And I'm not just saying that because we have a channel devoted to them. Yes, I am. While they currently hold the fourth longest active playoff drought in the NHL, there's reason for optimism. The optimism is not necessarily that they'll make the playoffs, but significant steps forward are expected. Thanks to 6 years of sucking rebuilding, they now boast one of the deepest rosters of young talent, including Leo Carlsson, Trevor Zegras, Mason McTavish, Cutter Gauthier, Lukas Dostal, Pavel Michikov, and Olin Zellweger. And although he's not in the youngest category group like the others, they also have 27-year-old, two-time All-Star Troy Terry, aka Timmy! After a quiet offseason, and now with the biggest name left traded in Laine, the Ducks roster is basically set with a big emphasis on that youth movement once again this year. So being that the roster is set, we can start to set expectations of players. We're going to start with Mason McTavish. I already talked about McTavish as being one of the 3 players with the most to prove for the Ducks this upcoming season in this video. But what are some realistic expectations for McTavish? Mason is a hard one because if you watch my lineup prediction video, I think McT will be on the 3rd line. Not where I want him to be, but it makes the most sense based on the Ducks' depth. With him being on the 3rd line, he may not get as much opportunity as he deserves. He'll still be on the number 1 power play unit, which I guess would have been a great thing to add to my lineup video, special team units, but I think he will stay in the same position as last year, as a one-timer option on the power play. I feel outside of maybe Gudas or Vetrano, McT has one of the best one-timers on the team, and I have a feeling, no question, he will be the best after this season. Of course, he did struggle with consistency on his one-timers, from whiffing to sending a muffin to the net, but he also didn't have consistent opportunities too. We saw what Vetrano did on the power play with a system more suited to him, so I can't wait to see what Rich Clune has planned to maximize the use skill of the Ducks. This is no doubt the biggest year of McTavish's career, and he seems to know it too based on how he is training. With a respectable, but maybe a bit underwhelming 88 points in 153 games played, and with him now entering his 3rd full season, expectations should be very high for McTavish. Everything I'm about to say right now is dependent on a healthy season, but I think this is the year McT will hit 20 goals, and I think he pushes for 25, putting his totals around 65 points for the year. Honestly, depending on his line mates and if he's on the 2nd line, I could easily see him push for 80 points with 30 goals, especially if those line mates are Zegras and Terry like I want. But again, I don't think the Ducks will do that. I also expect him to get back to his average defense, or maybe his defense has always been bad, it's just we always focus on how bad Zegras was, but I really don't remember it being that bad in his 2nd year. Granted, that was one of the worst defensive teams in NHL history, so he looked better than a bunch of bad. What an asset it really would be if he can, because he is our best face-off man by far, and it's not funny. That's definitely a concern for this year, who will take defensive draws. Lundstrom is probably our best option, and Leo will no doubt be better than he was last year at them, thanks to him grinding away all summer. But that definitely seems like a hole that still needs to be filled. Anyway, the point was that McTavish may not be as good defensively as he was advertised or we thought when he was drafted, but he is better than what he showed last year. Being better defensively by not taking lazy stick checks or in general keeping the player in front of you should also help him cut down on all the penalties as well. I really hope Verbeek considers signing McTavish before the end of the season. I feel like after this offseason with what the Blues GM did, GMs might start using the offer sheet more, and I'm here for the total chaos of it all. If I had my choice, I would offer McTavish a deal close to what Matty Beniers just got right now. Beniers was also the player selected just before McTavish in the 2021 draft. He signed a 7-year contract worth $7.14 million per year. Now McT is probably just under that value-wise because Beniers is better defensively, but point-wise, it's relatively the same per 60 minutes. I feel McTavish has the edge when it comes to potential though. But yeah, I'm expecting a big year from McTavish, and those expectations might even get higher if they decide to name him captain, which again, I don't think he is ready yet for. This year will be very telling if he ever will be. So this will be a new series to lead up to the start of the Ducks hockey season. I'm pretty much going to do full-length videos for everyone I mentioned at the beginning of the video, and then do some combined videos for forwards and defenseman groups. I will not be making a full-length video on Ross Johnston. Sorry to disappoint. As always, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thank you to our members, thank you for watching, and go Ducks!
He's a great young player at 21 years old, 31 points on the season, 13 goals. He's an impact player, a cornerstone piece that Anaheim is trying to rebuild around.